I want to start talking about what we do about this. And Sonia, you had brought up the concept of the North Star. What's the North Star in our business, right? And the voice of the customer is your North Star. Tell me a little bit about, your thinking behind that and how we navigate these waters of turbulence and constant change, right?
No, so I mean, when I talk about the North Star, yeah, it's the voice of the customer, but if translated maybe more internal lingo, it is our ICP. Like, who is our ideal customer profile? That is our Northern Star. That's what we're aiming for. That is something that we iterate all the time, more often than I would like to. I mean, currently we don't iterate it enough. And that is back to that we don't, we have so much other things to do. But I think this is super important to have that process to iterate it, monthly, quarterly. I mean, iteration can be just like, okay, it's still valid, it's still valid. Okay, then we have iterated it, then we move on. So I think that is super important. And I also believe when we talk about Northern Star, that means that it is owned by the management. There is not a special role or a title in the company that owns the ideal customer. It's the whole company that owns the ideal customer. And I see that often that, oh, it's the CMO that owns the RICP or it's the CRO that owns our ICP. Whereas I say, no, it's the management that should own the ICP. We should all tap into that. It's not owned by one, role or a person or a team. It is actually the management. So I think that is also super important that the iteration is done by the management on a continuous basis, because once again, the ICP should be owned by the management and not, the CMO or CRO.
And Luna, you had a really interesting point of view on all this too, because your point was that our ACP doesn't always know what they want, right? The markets change and so much. And so it really is incumbent upon us to talk to as many of our ICP as we can in deep and meaningful ways, because it is the accumulation of those conversations that's really going to provide clarity, because they're dealing with all the uncertainties, the upheaval, the changes constantly. We forget they're in the middle of all that as well.
Absolutely, 100%. And you have said it very correctly. They are also in the middle of that. So we've been right now discussing, okay, how do we see it? But our customers are dealing with exactly the same challenges. Rules of the games are changing for everybody. We can say that it's because of the market situation, the dynamics happening with the US, politics, AI, everything. There can be a lot of forces out there. But the real truth is, it is changing for everybody. We all have to do more. We have to be on top of our game 100%. So I'm kind of looking into the situation in a way that, and you know what? Let me just give you a single story that I've been kind of dealing with about a month ago. And that is when we were working with one of our big partners. And we have very close relationship with that partner. We are discussing with their partner manager on a weekly basis. How are we moving forward? We have common challenges that we are solving for our common customers. Everything is working really well. But then we have somehow started finding out that it is not working. Like we are doing everything that we can, but we are not hearing much from our partners' sales teams or their customer success managers. And it seemed that they don't really want to interact with us. And we were like, okay, what is happening? We are more aligned than ever. We are ensuring that we are delivering everything that a partner wants. Well, we have kind of forgot one thing. Yes, this a lot of things changed for that partner. And we've been focusing on things that may be still important, but are considered nice to haves. We have not realized it. We did not see it. So I do see that what is very important in this ever changing environment is to focus on one thing, and that is the lowest common denominator of the partnership, of the service that you deliver, of the value that your clients get from you. Get it right. get it correct. If it's delivering them good ROAS, great. If it's about delivering them scalability on a certain channel, great, fine. Get it right. And then everything else, be it a platform adoption, be it some nice metrics that they are looking from you, well, those are currently nice to have because they can change for them easily. And we may not even know. We may find out too late until the information trickles down to us. Focus on the core of your value.